in a few weeks, I'm going to be in Vegas, right? I'm going to be in Vegas, and one of the things this channel is going to do is we are going to place some bets for the season. And one of the bets I'm most excited about is to bet Carson Wentz MVP of the league. I am getting plus 1,600. That means I put $100 down, I win 1,600. To me, that's easy money. 18th pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, make us lunch. We're hungry.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody, boom, King Ding back here, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday morning, a good start to your week after the 3-day weekend. I'm doing great. My kids are in their last week of school, so they have a short week all week, and then basically they're done for the summer. Then in a few weeks, I'm going out to Vegas. Cannot wait. This channel, we are putting some bets down on the Eagles, and I want you guys to give me some ideas for some bets and some things. Whatever you could think of, let me know. Now, we have a few things to talk about this morning. The first thing is, the Eagles have made a slight minor move. They have signed wide receiver Devin Ross. He was on the Tennessee Titans practice squad last year. He was an undrafted rookie free agent in 2018. He was on their practice squad. They let him go. And he was basically with Colorado before. He's pretty much a camp body. That's how I see him. He's 5'11", 180 pounds. And I haven't really watched any tape on him or anything like that. But from everything I'm hearing, he's pretty much a camp body. Maybe they take a look at him in special teams, that kind of thing. So don't expect much from him, but they do sign him and bring him onto the team. He's going to be there for training camp, and we'll see what happens. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is Carson Wentz. Because over the course of, I would say, the last week, we have seen a lot of different information coming out about people's rankings, because the rankings are coming out. I did a video of this on one of the first ones I saw, and then I saw some more. I saw one that had Carson ranked 11. I was listening to one that actually had people like Jameis Winston ahead of Carson Wentz, which I totally didn't get. Totally don't even understand, even if it was from a fantasy football perspective. So then yesterday, Louis Riddick, right? Louis Riddick, somebody who I've respected. He's been with ESPN. I really like the guy. He comes out and he claims on Twitter, he says, Carson Wentz will win the MVP in 2019. Now, this is something that I've been saying all season. Of course, Carson Wentz is going to win the MVP. I mean, it's so set up for it. It's not even funny. The running backs, Deshaun Jackson, if you get healthy guys, and he has a healthy team for the most part, like most MVP players have when they win the MVP, he's going to win it. He's set up for success. And that's why Carson also doesn't have excuses. He's got to go out and do it. He's got to stay healthy. But let me tell you, when he does, and he will, he is going to win the MVP. Louis Riddick is a genius. He always has been. I knew I liked the guy from the beginning. I always liked him. You know what I mean? He even tweeted about Bad Dog's Ugly Feet, I think. I mean, he knows everything, this guy. This guy is a genius, Louis Riddick. In all seriousness, I was always hoping, because he was with the Eagles, I believe, for a while. I would always hope in the past that he would come back. But he does a great job on ESPN. He says Carson Wentz will win MVP, and I agree with him. And I'm going to go to Vegas, and I am going to get $100, and I'm going to put it down on Carson Wentz to win the MVP. And I think it's right now it's plus 1,600. Hopefully it stays there or goes up even more, because I think it's an easy bet. I think it's an easy bet. Now, when you look at some of these rankings, and some of them I don't understand, you know what I mean? Like, I don't personally understand how you put Matt Ryan ahead of Carson Wentz. Oh, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Okay, I know he has some weapons. I know he had more touchdowns and stuff last year, but I think Carson Wentz healthy is a different animal. I think out of all the young quarterbacks in the league today, okay, and I say that have played three years of football, whether they're going into the fourth year or less, I really think the top three of them would be, I think you have to put Patrick Mahomes one. I think that's fair based upon what he did. Now, can he keep it up? He's not going to have some of the weapons he had, it looks like, as he did last year. Will that stay? But right now, going this year, I think Patrick Mahomes, it's fair to say number one. At number two is Carson Wentz for me. There's nobody else that I would put above him. If he's healthy and he's ready to go, I put Carson Wentz too. At number three, it probably be Deshaun Watson. That would be my third guy. Baker Mayfield would be four. And then you could get, maybe you can start to argue at five. Maybe you put Goff in there. Who knows? But I would have Carson at number two. Okay, and Mahomes won an MVP, and that's why he gets that nod. If Carson stays healthy in 2017, of course, he wins the MVP, and then they both have one. But when you look at the guys like Carson Wentz, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, these are guys, in my opinion, that are capable of winning MVPs. Even Baker Mayfield. When I look at a guy like Dak Prescott, I don't think he can win an MVP. I don't think he can take his game to that next level. And that is one of the issues why I think Carson Wentz is better than him. Dak is a good quarterback. He's good. But he can't elevate his game. At least he hasn't shown that he can. Jared Goff, I feel the same thing about as I do about Dak Prescott. Those are the things that I think about these guys. We're going to have to see if they can prove it wrong. You know what I mean? And then when you look at just the quarterbacks in general, in a whole, I would say Carson Wentz is a top 10 quarterback. You can argue how you want to put that. That's fine. That's fair. But I think in general, he's a top 10 quarterback. Now, I haven't really sat down and done like a top 10 list of quarterbacks yet in order. I will be doing it. I usually do it between, the last OTAs and when training camp starts. There's like a month where nothing happens. And that's when I like to do the top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 wide receivers, go over schedule again, all those kind of things. But if I'm thinking about top 10 and where Carson Wentz would fit in a top 10, like I said, I'd have to sit down and actually do the list. But off the top of my head, okay, I probably would have Carson Wentz between 5 and 8. You figure you have, let's just throw them out, no order, right? You have Brady, you have Mahomes, you have Rodgers, you have Russell Wilson, you have Drew Brees, okay? Then you have guys like Andrew Luck. After Andrew Luck, I probably have Carson Wentz. So let's say I had Brady, Mahomes, who did I say? Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Luck, Wentz. Yeah, that's about right. Between 5 and 8 somewhere is where I would have Carson Wentz. And that's where I think he would be. Then you would have guys like Phillip Rivers, you would have Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield may even get in there. I said Deshaun Watson. Phillip Rivers, I don't know if I said him already or not. Matt Ryan, but those, be kind of how I think it would go. Now, like I said, I got to sit down and actually do it, but I think Carson Wentz is ranked somewhere between 5 and 8, and I think the reason it's not higher is because he hasn't been healthy. But when Carson Wentz is healthy, I believe you get the 2017 Carson Wentz. When you get the 2017 Carson Wentz, he is top 2 on that list. And that's where I expect him to be this year. So I am super high on Carson Wentz. And I'll say this. I think the only reason people put him on their list, put him so low, some of these people, is because they actually think he can't stay healthy and that he won't stay healthy. And I think they're totally going to be shocked and they're totally going to be wrong. And the one thing I'm not worried about this year, in a weird way, I am not worried about him getting hurt. I think he's going to be healthy. I got this feeling. I feel good about it, and I'm not worried about it. And I think we're going to see Carson Wentz have an MVP year. So that's why I think Louis Riddick is a genius. He always has been. He always will be. And that's why he was right. Listen, this guy was also right in going into 2017. He says, Jared Goff had a horrible rookie year. He will have a bounce back year and show to be a good quarterback. Exactly what happens. He says going into last year, Patrick Mahomes will win MVP. What does Patrick Mahomes do? He wins MVP. Now, he's saying Carson Wentz will win MVP. What's going to happen? Carson Wentz is going to win MVP. I know it. You know it. The Dallas Cowboys fans know it. And you're scared. but we all know it. And I can't wait for the season. It can't get here soon enough. I can't wait. It's going to be great. Now, the Eagles are having OTAs today, and I will have a video out this afternoon discussing everything that I took out of what I heard and what I saw and just what's been going on at OTAs. So I'll have that out later this afternoon. Later this afternoon for me, maybe late, early evening for some of you guys. But with that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.